All right, hello, hello. I'm not talking to you about bots. I'm talking to people online. All right, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully, more excited than the markets are currently. Yeah. Hold on, let me bring this up over here. All right, sorry, gotta go over there. All right, so not a super exciting morning. PCE came in a little bit lighter than expected. There was an adjustment last time, and then the Fed basically says that, um, you know, basically it's exactly what we expected. Collins came out and said, "Yeah, it's more or less what we expected. Doing the data in the last week hasn't changed our mind." Again, the last time that they stated an opinion about their mind, it was still too high. There's a pathway bringing on inflation while it's a significant downturn. Great. Bank stress is certainly an element. Data in the recent week has not influenced policymakers' minds materially. So, kind of going back to not too much has changed. It was about what they expected. It's still positive. It's not flat. The markets are not really taking off. If you look at it, you see an 8, a 4, a 6, a 7, a 31. The biggest mover is pound yen at 51. You see, euro pound 32 down. You're like, wait, what is this? Right? Dollar Swiss 4, dollar CAD 8. So not really a ton out there where you're looking at, you're like, this is a great day, right? This is a great trade. It's not really like that today. Definitely more on the quiet side, as it's been all week. We're hoping for some more explosions today, but I'm wondering if the spring breakers is really what's eating up most of the lack of volume today. Maybe is the only thing I can think of. But overall, the euro coming in with their year over year at 6.9. Stop, Kip. Kip, here, you want me to close it? Move your fingers. It's going to get stuck. Move your finger. There. Um, ECB talking about, although we've completed our most, yeah, this came out a little ago. Our most likely journey, we may still have a little more to go, right? We estimate it'll take 1 to 2 years for interest rates to affect inflation, which is interesting. If intervention on the financial stability required, it would be done primarily through temporary liquidity measures. So, Kip, come on, bud. Right. Yeah. So everybody's kind of saying the same message. Everything is down a little bit again on a yearly basis. I think this is the first monthly figure we've had that has been a miss to the downside. It's still a positive number, but still up. Great data for the CAD. Chicago PMI coming out just in a little bit. Again, still slowing down at 43 right here. And then again, this goes back and talks about the 50 indicator being expansion or contraction. So not anything super crazy. We'll see what the rise consumer sentiment. I don't expect much change over here. And then we'll see what Waller and Lagarde have to say. Again, Waller speaking, I don't know if this is right or not. 10 p.m. That's not going to affect the markets. What the heck is Waller speaking? The unstable Phillips curve. It's quite late at night. So obviously, if that is true, it's 10. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is at 10 p.m. tonight, obviously it's not going to affect the markets today. It's more of a weekend thing. So, yeah, again, Friday, spring break weekend for most people. Passover coming up, I guess, next week. So, yeah, not the excitement that we were hoping for today after the week that we've had. Looking at the VIX and the excitement in the VIX, not so much, right? Not so much. There was a little bit of a pop yesterday and it dropped back down again, but more or less, if we, if you wanted to kind of box off where the bases occurred, you can see that, there you go. top, 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 bottom, bottom, top, bottom. So yeah, no excitement over on the VIX side of things. What's a dollar doing? Dollar's up a little bit, just a little bit, right? We had that nice little push down yesterday morning, kind of found a bottom down there. And we talked about it coming back up to the 250 range. It was up at 251 just briefly around 6:30 this morning, pulled back a little bit, showing a little dollar weakness right now. But for the most part, compared to the close yesterday, up 0.12. Is there anything earth shattering? You know, is there some new divergent trend or anything like that happening? Nah, not really with the dollar, right? It's down a little bit, which is it's fair, right? I mean, PCE is it's a red number, right? It's a red number, so that's good. Trying to Kip is again sitting on me. I wonder if he's gonna crash again. I should just give him my phone. Oh, sorry, buds. Yeah. Uh-oh. Um. Uh-oh. Yeah. He dropped his water bottle. He's got a tablet, so it's like harder to negotiate with him sitting on my lap with a microphone as well as the tablet versus just the phone. I feel like we should give him my phone, but he broke it last time I gave it to him, so I don't know. But no major. Again, we're not breaking through these. The 102 range. We're not back up into the 103 range. We're just kind of holding firm in this level. So, nothing. I think that is crazy. All the indices slightly in the green. Russell being up the most, which again makes sense. Russell's the most sensitive to anything interest rate related. I think this makes a lot of sense today. I definitely think today could be a good green day. Seeing that number, missing the expectation. Although again, it is still green. I think this makes sense. Or it was a red number. It makes sense that they're all in the green today. With the dollar weakness again coming in right now, you're seeing that for the most part, all the commodities are up now. Gold is up just slightly, 0.15. Silver up a little bit more, back up over at 24. And again, I think 24 is extremely high for silver. But at this point, if it looks like the inflation situation is done, we're not going to raise interest rates. Although according to the data, this doesn't change much, right? It doesn't change much, but the data and what people feel is different than what the Fed actually does. But I have no idea what you did right here. Let's go over in here. There you go. So we're seeing all commodities up just a little. Now, natural gas is the kind of the surprise here today. We're back up at 2. We talked about getting that thing back down and potentially, again, we've already hit $2 flat on this week, and we were looking as it was rallying back up again to kind of fall over. And it's back up. Excuse me, to 4.4. It could be because of some of the weather, could be some seasonal stuff. But again, kind of okay with that being a big spike today because I think that leads into another good trade for next week. Again, we already had that first one that ended on Wednesday, and it was like, could we get a second one? Doesn't look like we're getting a second one, but maybe it resets it for next week. Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar. We were talking about some areas over here last night, and you can see late last night with that Aussie data, we did have a pop through. Now we had hit this level, and it started basing back. And once you see this starting to base here, you're like, oh crap, it's gonna go. It's gonna bump. It's starting to form a zone right here to give buyers that room to run, and that's exactly what we saw. I'll remove that real quick. It came up, it spiked and came back down, and then hit it again, and then that's it. It went through and then eventually collapsed. So it did go off that level. Now again, remember this level was hit. What? Whoa, whoa! I don't know what Apple News is, but let's not. We don't want to subscribe to that, bud. Whoa, Kip, you're gonna lose the tablet. Stop. Um, So it ended up punching through that. So we can remove this level of something that, is something that we're focused on. We still have the upper zone up there. And again, obviously today that may continue to push higher. We got a nice little pullback here. And you can see the 8:30 is when the news came in. We talk about, check to see what it's done for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. Well, what did it do? It came right down. It hit the news there and then took off. So, okay, well, here, just stop. I got it here. Take this. Take this right here. Um, So yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Again, makes sense what it's doing. It's a number that is considered weak for the dollar. We're seeing a pop up off of it. It was a pretty decent run. We're about 35 pips up there from the news, so not bad. Where it was at, it didn't quite get down to where we wanted the entry. Had it gone all the way down to this level here, that's kind of where we would have wanted the entry. Problem is, it's just so close. It's like, oh, and then it held there at 8 o'clock. You're like, oh, it's set, it's ready. So it kind of prepared for it, and then obviously took off to the top side. And it should actually run into some sellers here with a little bit of a pullback here, here, and here. There's 3 levels of sellers. You're seeing it pull back as well as that 1030 mark. I think it probably stabilizes itself and probably ends up somewhere in here, the 6680-ish range. I don't think it's going to have the ability to push all the way through. I think it probably turns and rolls back down, but more in like kind of like a sideways. Hold on, I'm trying to readjust him yet again. Watch it. Coffee around. Yeah, he's going to be one of those difficult kids today. Um, Yeah, so I think it probably comes back up. It's going to test a few of these levels here. There'll be some profit taking coming in. There'll be people trying to get long this position, which will lead this to turn and roll back to the short side. If you run this all the way up, you can see that it kind of came back and it used the level down here, between the 50 and 61.8. It wasn't super clear. We had talked about this being our target, and you can see it kind of got front run on it a little bit. Which again, it happens. We didn't really know what this top peak was going to look like, so we didn't know yesterday where the 50 and 61 were going to come back into. So, you know, kind of where we're at now. Again, my opinion on Friday. If you're not out by 10:30, 11 o'clock, it's a little bit late to be looking for something in the afternoon. So you can see Aussie is down now 0.02. So from where the close was yesterday. So I'd expect a roll, but I don't necessarily love anything right now. Like I said, you're not out. If you're not in or out, probably a little bit late for this pair. Going into next week, we'll see if we can rally up that high. I would assume it does pull back down. If the U.S. is already starting to have their problems fixed, Australia's probably the same way. What are you doing? What are you doing today? There we go. Also yen. So also yen came up. We were looking for 90.51. I'm sorry, 90.15, not 90.51. We knew we had a racetrack here, so it could turn in there, but we didn't really have anything clean. You can see we kind of paused here late last night, and then really at like 10 o'clock last night is when we got the peak. It ended up coming and slicing right through the 23 and most likely got stopped out. There obviously are buyers down there. This is kind of that. Oops, hold on. I just wanted to extend it to the side. Here was the level that we were looking for entry, and you can see there was a little bit of a Harry Potter over there before punching higher. We can take it off right now. It's not necessary. So right now, there is a small zone here. Right now, here's the thing about this one. There's nothing to reference back to here, right? Racetrack, no candles, no nothing. But there is three. So there's an established, a cleared, and established back and forth. So you could look at this and say, there is a position right there. If I'm looking for something rather small, I'm looking for like a 10:30 reversal. It's about 18 pips. If it comes up, we are approaching that 10 o'clock time frame. So if you're going to see a reversal, and again, that could be coming from the yen or even the Aussie today. If we see a reversal, that's probably where it's going to come in, right there where those sellers are stepping in. Now, overall, I like the 90.15. I think that's more of a next week based trade. It's a little bit far to run right now. I'd have to move another 90 pips. It's only got a daily ATR of 118. Take that from really this 4 o'clock bottom. That would require 153 pips. That's a lot. That's a lot with the news that we have sitting out there right now. So overall, could we come up in base and kind of chop and end up in here? Sure, we could. And then from here up's only about 46. Could we do this in the, Sunday night into Monday morning? Sure. Sure, absolutely. And that could be a nice little rollover point. So I still like the 90.15. Right now, again, kind of consolidating in. If you wanted to draw it, you could draw it like this and say, oh, look at this. We're consolidating in. Kipster, you're too tall for that now, bud. But besides that, there's not really a whole lot else out there right now. So not for Aussie yen. Euro dollar. So again, we were in this position yesterday morning. We talked about hitting this level right now. It actually came back up and tested that level. Again, you could have taken it here. You could have done it off of this. Either one would have been just fine. Here, I'll change this to purple so you can see that it did not break through the top. So either one would have worked. If I extend this across, you can see that it is out. That was an easy 13 for 45. Or I guess 13 for 41. It did take a long time, and it actually didn't get you out till this morning at 4 a.m. So that's a long trade to be holding. And again, a lot of people would have got spooked where it came back up again and then finally just collapsed all the way through. So, doesn't matter if you took the original level, the secondary level. This one is out and you were done. Again, this would have gotten you out at 4. And for some reason, if that didn't get you out, if you drew this a little bit lower, again, you can see that it did punch a little bit, how the 9 pips in. So this should have been your money trade for the day. Again, yesterday into today. But can you do anything with it right now? Not really. Right? Not really. We can take this profit target off. It did go back down and grab this level, so I think it's good to point that level out right there. This one I'm not going to use anymore. We can take that off. Do we have room there? Not a bad trade. Eh, how much risk? It's only 7.5. It's small. I don't know that this triggers today. I kind of don't want it to trigger today. The reason why I don't want it to trigger today is because, again, it'd be hard to kind of come through here. How much is it going to move? It's got to go about 20 pips in. It's got to base. It's got to get some time. It's got to drop through. It's got to come sideways. It's got to pull back again. And then it's still got to travel another 25 pips to the downside, right? Um, from the kind of 3 o'clock window, that would require 70 pips. It's already moved 43 before retracing. So figure 43, another 30 up there, 70. It's only got a 92 pip ATR. So the chances of it happening today are, not to say that it can't, right? But the probability is a little bit low. So I kind of think this is probably more of a next week trade. So this could definitely be a Sunday night based trade. Seeing European weakness come in, but again, I like this. I like that we have all this pushed down again. The risk level on it is decent as well. So that one looks like this. And again, more of a next week based trade. I mean, not to say that it can't happen today, but I just feel like it's with what we're seeing in the market. I feel like it's going to be slow. But you are out here officially, and again, kind of sitting at that middle area. So you're a pound. So we talked about this one coming back down, and you can see it did. I missed it by a little. How much did I miss it by? 8 pips, 7.5, 7.5 pips. So it did pull back down. We talked about, you were locked into this one. Your 1 to 3 is right there. You're out, right? You may have gotten stopped on this top side. It ended up if you grab off this top, you can see you're well past. What? Right there. Right. So there was the original 61.8. 61.8 grab of this wick over wick. So let's see. Let's remove this. Just get all these clear. Okay, so this is good. Here was the original zone. Here was a test off the zone. Here was a lower test that actually went mirror, and then this one went even lower. So at this point, we are kind of flirting with profit targets down at this level. Right? 88.71. Now, 88.71 is a level. It was kind of front run here, and then again, barely touched the top of it right now. I think that's a level that you got to respect. It's going to be a target first, but you're going to look for a failure to go lower in this case, forming a nice little one candle bottom. You're gonna look for it to go down, pop up, and then pull the trigger when the next time it comes through. So this one I do think is a nice bounce. I could be on board with this one. And again, we're talking about European. You know, comments were pretty good, and the pound. Yeah, they've made some interesting comments. So, yeah, again, probably a next week thing. Bye, that's what you doing. Monday, probably more of like a that type scenario, right? And it could be here, or it could be there. I think either of those two, right? Sunday open, European Open. I think either of those, if we can drive down, that would be decent takeoff points. Right now, neither of them are great. We're a little bit out of range, but this one will start to dry up pretty quickly here. Right? We got there you go. 2 hours to go. Right? 2 hours. Yeah. So we got 2 hours, and then we got weekend on this one. Euro yen. All right, so Euro yen yesterday, that's where we were. You can see that you were out of this trade at 1 o'clock. So again, that one didn't even need that much time. You only needed that much. It is actually since that time, it's put in a new position right there and kind of got front run. I mean, I guess you could have went there, but this is out. And you can see we put this here. This is your stop loss. Like you're like worst case scenario, this is what happens, and it ended up going all the way through. So I can remove this now. Let's pull fibs up and set this one up for next week as well. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that right there. Yeah, 70 pips. Now, right now we're starting through the middle. I think this is a decent one too. How much risk is this? It's gonna be more than I think it is. 28, 20, 22. Okay, 23. Right there. This. Yeah. So not much else to do there. Pound dollar. A little run up on that one yesterday. A little run up. Not really much. And it just pulled back again. So again, profit target is hit. We know that the profit target is hit now. Uh, Look at that. That was actually not. I guess it's a little spike down here. It's not as clean as what I thought. Pull this up. Hmm. Yeah, look. So this is what we're talking about as well. Here, I'll put it to 15, so it's much easier to see. 745, 8, 815, and then boom, there's the green coming off the 830 number. This one is also consolidated in, right? Draw a line here, draw a line up here. Definitely some consolidation in it. Hmm, Base there. As far as this top, I don't really love this top. 25 pips, spike up and straight back down again. Uh, yeah, I like the spacing. This one is weird. Like if it was really, really flat like that. So here's the thing. So you could look at this and say, wait a second. There you go. There's your base, right? You failed to go lower, and then it tested it. Yes, you could say that, but unfortunately, I know that that's 20 something pips, right? But no, don't stick that in there. No, no. Um, it's just too big. The candles are too big compared to what the average candles look like. I know that it's more actually like this is really what it looks like because you have all this, right? This is what the standard candles look like. So this is bigger than what it is. Yes, there's confirmations coming off of it. I would say for this one, yeah, is it an area where I'm leaning more towards shorts? Yeah, yeah. But do I like this for a trade entry for like a stop loss? Nah, it's way too big. I like the 122. I'm sorry, the 124.32. But this, I mean, a little if it was like that small, great. But I know that it's more like this. So it's too big of a spike up and down. Yes, there's a confirmation. So I mean, the opinion is yeah, go short, but it's not my. Yeah, buds. You eating birdseed? Great. Um, and actually, based off what we see here, skipping this for Friday. I don't think there's enough time for this one to really to hit his own this decent. All it's doing is chopping back and forth now. I'd say bearish mindset on this one, but I don't necessarily love much in this one right now. Pound yen. All right, so this one got down to about 1 to 2.1. So this one you probably made about 1 to 1 on this one. Hit it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then went back up again. So you probably banked it probably about there. Is what you grabbed about 15 to 20 pips on that one. 20's right there. So take it off now. Definitely positive trade. Nothing spectacular though. We did not make it all the way down to the profit target, but you're not letting that one run. You can see right now, right? It's using that, right? We could remove it right now. There was a decent trade up top though. Oh, right at 530. That's a nice one. See this one. Right. 530. What do you want? Actually, that's just retracted. Bless you. Did you just sneeze all over my leg? Um, and that's a nice little. Again, this is a nice example of like a 530 reversal on Friday morning. Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Deep is this one in there now? And it was up 71. It's up 40. It's up 50 right now. Yeah, it's up 50 pips right now. That's not a horrible little trade there. Yeah, I did not catch this one last night. I was actually up, but I didn't look at this chart this morning. I kind of wish I did. It's not a bad one. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, maybe some of you guys got in this one. 61's got a lot of congestion. 50's got nothing. 23's got a little bit of a test off of it. Not horrible. Still like this at the bottom. Let's just mark there. Now this congestion here. So profit target there. By the way, I don't know if you saw this or not. The high of this one, just so you know, we talk about like special numbers. The high of this one is 165.50. Right? It's not lost. That's the quarters theory, right? 160 and then again 5 and 50. So nice little area. So yeah, this was a nice short. I didn't catch this one. I don't want to make it seem like I caught this one. Again, full transparency. I was awake, but I did not look at charts. But this is a nice little trade. If anybody caught this one, pat yourself on the back. Make sure you get your again, definitely bank some profit on it. You're up 50 on it right now. Yeah, 26. Yeah, it's 2 to 1 right now. Again, you were up 70 at one point on this one. Yeah, definitely make sure you get some profit. Buy yourself a drink today. That was a great little grab. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD. We are looking for again this chop back and forth in there. Again, it's very risky when you start chopping back and forth. Makes a lot of people kind of wonder. As you can see, it did end up going down again, but there was no confirmation in here. We talk about getting confirmation trades. So we had a green, a red, a green, did not close higher, right? Maybe you got into it here. There's a red, there's a green that closed higher. Is that a great one? No. And then it closed. And then green, red, green. No, 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 no. Green, red, and then green right there on the other side. There's where you could have pulled your trigger on this one. So maybe you may have gotten stopped out over here in this chop back and forth. Again, this is a hard one because it just when it's chopping like this in front of the zone, it's typically a sign that's like, oh crap, it's forming sellers here. I mean, look at this, right? All those wicks down, you're like, oh god, there's building sellers and it's hitting and bouncing and hitting them again and hitting them again, and eventually it broke through the buyers. You could use this on the other side and say, okay, if it does finally start to rally back up again, I need confirmation. That confirmation when it came in right here, and it looks like this. There's your green. There's your red that doesn't go lower, and then there's your green. Whoops. I hate when that happens. That's what it looks like. So we're off. We're off by a little bit, not too much, and ended up punching through the top, which again also happens to be the 23. We pulled the 23 down. You can see it actually chopped through the 23 a bit. And again, that was from yesterday. But if you're taking it from purely this morning, right? Take this off. Take this. Take this. Take this. Take this. This is the morning position from the 3 o'clock open. And there's 3.02. There you go. Again, retested back up, failure to go higher. Boom, right there. So again, that's another 31 pips. Okay. Again, European Open setting. Even a dollar Swiss or dollar CAD. Plenty of room to run here. It's gonna be a oh yeah, we're stuck. What are you doing? No. That we know. That way we know it's a 61. All right, dollar Swiss. Let's check this bad boy out. So there's your trade from yesterday. Okay, we were sitting right here yesterday, and this one ended up coming back on you. And then late last night it took off, and you can see it's officially out. So all right, there's 2.7. There's your 3. So yeah, we were sitting right here yesterday, and that's one of the levels we talked about. A confirmed level. So again, there. If you missed this one, you had the ability to take it last night, and it's out. And that's another 30. Right, this one got out at 3 o'clock this morning, so that's like 90 pips right now from the overnight stuff. So that's not too bad. It's out now. We're back at the same level. I would be cautious using it again. Again, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3 from the original test right here. So where this is technically 4, so if this breaks, would not be surprised. But it's no. Right? We're sitting in here, a little bit choppy. Again, it's dollar Swiss. Can it move? Yeah, it can. But right now, from the 5:30 reversal, which occurred right here, right? 5:30 set this. 5:30 is this green candle right here. Right there's 5:30. Okay, there's your 5:30. Obviously, a nice little pop up, nice push down. We're at 57 already. It's got an 84 pip ATR. So just from the European Open, right? 40 up. So it's 110 pips so far movement today. So we're going to run out of steam here pretty soon. Could this go through? Yeah. I don't think it's really necessarily a great Harry Potter based trade, but I kind of like this getting really, really weak because, again, 10 o'clock Monday morning, we have ISM manufacturing PMI data. So, again, we do have a big news release here coming. I'd like to see where the Sunday mark is. Let's see. There you go. So, again, I don't think there's enough room to be able to take this to the downside, as well as we have another little level sitting over here. So, yeah. So there's a nice little reversal. Dollar yen. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Right. That's where we were yesterday. There was your third hit. It did pull back down. It used this old level, almost kind of Harry Pottered it, and then came up and started the base. And what do we know? It's going to break, and it did. It broke. Now it did actually grab the level here that we had marked off. We said use some caution in this one. We're looking for really kind of a burst above, but it could hit one more time, and it did. It hit one more time and is now descending. It tagged this at 4:30 in the morning. So again, if you were looking for something, that's a potential trade that you could have been in. We can rally this back up to there. Ooh, there's a level sitting there too. That's what it bounced off of. So yeah, base 1, 2. Yeah, so this is 3. So I think the same trade we talked about yesterday is still, I think a burst above 133.85, we look to go long up towards the 135 mark. If we can break through 132.19, we're looking for 131.65 to the downside. We do have a decent base here, and then a push all the way down and another test in. That would be a break of the 23. So we'll have artificial sellers coming in. And now that we have a new top, that puts our profit target at 131.65, just before the 50% retracement, which again, we do know there's a level of basing with a confirmed test sitting right there. So um, we can sneak it in. Again, this is more of a next week based trade. Who just sent me a message? Um, Kip is now throwing all my mail out, so it's gonna be fun. Yeah, so I think this makes complete sense. I think it continues to push back down again. I'd like it to. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I'd like it to bounce one more time off this zone. Again, we do have two touches, although this is pretty deep. I don't want it to come through and just blow through now. It's got 60 something more pips to go. Um, I just don't know if we can get. I don't know if we can get another 123 pips out of this one. It's got a daily ATR of 161 based off of its reversal at 4 o'clock this morning. To get to a profit target would take 202 pips. Is the data on a Friday strong enough that we can go 202 pips? I don't know. I feel like the answer is no, especially with the week we've seen. Yeah, I mean, does this look like we're going to get 200 something pips out of it? I feel like no. So I kind of want it to bounce and take one more, and I'd like to save this for next week. Obviously, that's not my call. The market does whatever it wants to do. So cross your fingers, look for a pop. Where is our Sunday? We need to get to there. We need to survive that long. So we'll see. I mean, it's got another 50 something pips down, even to reach that level. So daily ATR, or I'm sorry, the 4 hour ATR is 60. So in 4 hours from now, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, could we be breaking through potentially? But I'm hoping we kind of run out of steam. Wow, you're very happy today. You were up at 4:30. Yeah, 4:30. All right, let's go check out oil. So oil, here was our pop, and we saw this yesterday. Big push down, and then this again yesterday. We kind of pushed back down again, and we're just pushing a little bit higher. Um, so right now, let's keep extending this back up again and see if anything makes sense. The 174 was hit. We are looking for a reversal here, and we ended up not getting it. It ended up climbing a little bit higher. We do know we have a marked level here, and then the next one is not until up here. Mm. Oh, bud, stop. What are you doing? There's a little one there. There's a lot of congestion right there. Yep, what are you doing? Um, this one's high, but I don't think we're getting it. Well, hey, that's on you, man. It's only a CD case. Um, yeah, it hurts your foot probably, right? Yeah, it probably hurt your foot. Why did you unscrew this? Here, CD case. He's not dying. I like a short up here at 75. I think 75 is a decent level. Again, quarters theory, the 70. Kip, stop. Oh, remember I said he was happy? Yeah, he needs to go to bed. Um, I think the 75.82 makes sense. I think the 75 is a decent level for reversal. I think rolling into next week could be a big deal. Um, Again, we have to get through this weekend with the storms. I think is going to be the big thing. But overall, I kind of like this one more short. We'll see if price can go back down again. I know why price is going higher. If you guys didn't see it, it's going to take like 2 years or 3 years to refill the strategic oil reserve, which is artificially going to jack the price of this up. All the things that they were hoping to avoid by using the strategic oil reserve, you pay for it sometime. Um, Cap, want to go sit in your crib? Here, here. Almost done, buds. Here, here. Take this. Here, here. I don't know where you put. Where's the tablet? Oh, it's over there. You have Miss Rachel. You have double Miss Rachel. You're getting greedy now. So yeah, I do like this short, but again, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a today-based trade. I think it's going to be more something next week. We slowly start tearing down. I know why it's high, and there's nothing we can do to change it. Natural gas is pulling back again. You saw this big burst in. And we talked about the impulse and correction yesterday. Let's delete some of these. Let's take this off. Take this off. Again, we're looking for a breakdown. Um, so this is good. Actually, this I'm okay with this actually. There's the level we talked about. We talked about having this big racetrack all the way down, recovering the gap. Still kind of using the same level. We don't need this anymore. I like the fact that we cleared that. Let's bring this down for next week, right off this $2 mark. Oh, look, you can see. Look. Came right back up and touched it. Now, unlike oil, I do see this kind of rolling back down. We can probably push back down in this 212 mark. Um, if it holds here, I think that's awesome. Right? If we can hold up here, I think that's ow, ow, ow. If we can hold up here this 220 mark, I think that's great. That'll set up an awesome trade if you guys understand how to trade this one using options. This would be a nice little kind of spread trade setup on Sunday night. So that's good, but not much you can do with it right now where it is. Remember, this market does close earlier. It doesn't go till 4. It's a 1:30. 1:30 or 1:30 or 2:30. I always forget those two. Well, stop. If you hit the buttons, that's what happens with Daddy's phone. Here. Here. Come on, Daddy's almost done. Here. Check out gold. All right. So gold. Look at the messiness of one. So we talked about it pushing down. Looks like it's kind of funny. We did get the push. European sent it down, and then it kind of rallied back up again, and now it's starting to push back down again. So, funny, right? The first one was up and down. The second one up, and now we're starting to see it kind of went to here, but we're kind of seeing it faltering. Right now, this one, if we can get through here. 1965, 75. There's one little hiccup right here. It's a little bit shy. I do like that target. I do like that target. Yeah, I'm gonna say overall gold 1965.75. I like that as a target. It could be a potential reversal based off of this, as well as if you draw the most recent low to high, going from here to here. It is a 50% retracement level. Um, Remember, the gold market does close early today as well. Not nothing special today, but the futures gold market does close earlier than the overall market. So, again, it's down a little bit, right? And looks like it wants to deteriorate lower. So that makes sense. Unfortunately, we're right in the middle of the range with no levels of risk in either direction. So I think if anything, look for a break. If you can get a break below 1973, look for 1965 on the day. Silver dropped down, and it's funny. News came out, boom, straight down. This one popped up and then immediately went right back down again. So, yeah, it looks like silver's getting some legs. Nothing earth shatteringly. Again, super high on the curve, up at 24. I don't know. Maybe people start saying silver's going to 60 again, which would be kind of funny. I actually do like that candle though. I think that's a decent candle. If we can get a pull down, I love that the bottom side of that is at 24. So this is a top, and a bottom. I'd be okay with that for a short. Um, not bad. It would just be the pivot right here. It's not horrible. Maybe, and again, if this pulls down and pulls back up again, it could definitely be a short. Although, again, it's a metal. Market closes early. 2363. Not the worst in the world. Yeah, no, I have coffee, but I don't know that the coffee is caffeinated to the proper dosages. The last 3 mornings in a row, I've been up at 4:30. So, and then was up late on Wednesday night with the game. So yeah, it's not. I had like a regular cup, like I do like the extra, like the like stronger flavor. I'm assuming when you do like the stronger, like there's like two settings. There's like the classic, and then there's like the bold, where it like lets it sit longer, right? So it's stronger flavor. I'm assuming with the stronger flavor, that means that there's more caffeine in it. But I mean, that's just wishful thinking, I guess. So maybe. But I had one of those, and then I hit the button a second time. I put some more coffee grinds in, right? And I hit the 4 ounce special. Like my coffee maker has that thing where it's like 4 ounces of like if you want like super high test. But I feel like it's not working. It's not working today. Um, yeah, I think this one's not horrible. I'd like to see it base and then pull back and then take it short, but I think 24 is way too high for this. Let's see what we got indice wise. I know there's a lot of chop. I know right at the open today. A lot of people weren't sure how to take that. Yeah, there's your 8:30 window back and forth. Um, yeah, unfortunately, the 8:30 window is what gave us the confirmation. And again, 9:15 was red. You're expecting green, and we got the green. It just didn't come back and test it. So, as you can see yesterday, we had this trade set up, and we talked about it. Um, it needed to go to new highs, right? It ended up going to 1 to 1.8. So you probably got stopped out of break even on this guy before going lower. And again, you should have taken a little bit of profit out of it. You didn't get to a full 1 to 3. It did go straight up. So pull that off from yesterday. But today, no setup, unfortunately. It didn't pull back enough. And Q. And Q, you saw that it was out yesterday. Full profit target out. So we can remove that right now. Take that off. 9:30. There's a 9:30 candle. It pulled back. The 9:15 was red. It pulled back. It just didn't pull back enough. I guess if you marked it there, you still would have missed it by just a little tiny bit. So, yeah. See, this is a problem with something like this, right? Here's the 8:30 candle, right? It went up, it went down, and then it ended right there. Like people are like, "What is this?" Here's your base right here. If you use the news, right there, but here's your opening. Look, 9:15 is red, signifying that they're pulling back to get in, and then boom, immediately right up. So here's your trade from yesterday. You can see that it did come through the top. 10:45 is when it went through the top. So you got full profit target on this one. So NQ full, YM full from yesterday. Okay. Mm, let's see. This is such an easy draw now. there. A little bit deep. A little bit deep. I have dueling Miss Rachel's behind me. One yelling "Mama," the other one singing something about bubblegum. Um, yeah, no. Unfortunately, no pullback. It did give us the red, and they gave us the green afterwards, but no real pullback today. Let's see. Did Russell give us anything? No. Again, it's playing with 1800. Yeah. I went like, okay, where's the biggest wick? And look right there. No real confirmation. It's the rare green green. The open. Whoops. Okay, this window extend it. So there will be people drawing this low to high. Look at all that congestion right around the 23. Look, this. I mean, you have this, and hmm. I think absolutely without a doubt, when this does turn and roll, and it will eventually. I don't not going to be today, but if it does, I definitely think when you're a short, I think look at 1782. This is a decent level here. There's a lot of congestion. It did have a small pop at 5, and then kind of just waited. News came out. I was like, what do we do with this one? And now it's being driven higher. I do think it is justified to be higher, particularly for the Russell. But I do think again, once we get some negative news, the Russell will turn and flip. And again, it is above 1800, so people love that, but I think it's due for, at some point this will turn. And again, the comments we had so far. Oh, here, let's see what Biden is saying. Let's see. We're making progress. Not we, the Fed. Not we. It's down near 30%. No, it's not down 30%, but that's okay. Sure. Against a backdrop of low unemployment and steady growth, right? It's not over in every day. I don't know, more families. Yep. After decades of talk and watching, we're taking historic action to lower prescription drug prices for seniors, capping insulin at 35. Yep, great. I love when they talk about capping because the money's coming from somewhere, right? We saw the lowest food inflation in nearly 2 years. Well, what has happened in the last 2 years? So, like, okay, we're just working to bring. Yeah, he's an idiot. Sorry, if that pisses anybody off. I don't care. He's an idiot. Um, yeah, he's an idiot. It's down nearly 30% from last year. Is it? Is it down? Is everything cheaper than last year? Is it? Is it? Where's the negative number? I just see it getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Exactly where is it, on a monthly basis, right? Right? The change in goods in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. The change, right? So if it went down, where's the negative number? Oh, there is none. Idiot. All right. That's it for today, guys. There's nothing else out there. Like I said, this one should continue. These should all stay green today. The data justifies them being green. It's not going to change the Feds, but again, with what it could have been being as high as it was, and then with the slight adjustment, it should have look 2, 24, 11, 1, 7. The biggest mover 27 out there. The volume and the the volatility is just not out there today. Again, could be spring break, everything else. Going into Passover next week. Like I said, I got a million people out this weekend on different teams. So, yeah, it is what it is. We're just not going to have the chaos today going into a holiday weekend. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do our drawing for today. We got 6 in. It looks like everybody's back today. We missing Ernest is in today. I don't know if you guys, I saw it that Ernest's timing was a little bit off yesterday, right? Who do we got? We got Neuro, Debbie, Marina, Ty, Will. All right, looks like everybody's in. All right, let's close it down. Winner of today's drawing to end, and again, this is the last one in March. Closing the quarter down, right? Last one of the quarter. Winner today's drawing is Debbie. Look at that. Debbie takes it with 1. Neuro was trying to sneak that in there at the very, very end, but Debbie's like, I'm not having it. I'm taking the 31st. Wait, is today the Ides of March? Is that the 31st? God, I need more coffee. Right? Is that is that Ides of March? Is that? I know. I know. Ides of March 15th. Okay. I was like, wait a second. This is the Ides of March? No, it's not. But it's the last day. It's the last day. We are in a new month, new quarter. So again, don't be surprised if everything stays green today. So all right, let's give Debbie her let's see, leaderboard. All right, thanks, buds. I got it. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. All right, let's give her her 25 to end off the week and the month. Whoops, not 256. Oh god. There we go. All right, Kip, you're not helping me today. All right, so with that, everybody have a great weekend. Hopefully, you guys have good weather where you are. And I will catch you guys Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Everybody have a great, safe weekend. And hopefully next week we got a little bit more volatility because this week is, just not happening the way that we typically like. So I'm out of here. Have a good one. Stay safe. Love y'all. See you next week.